It is now my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Walt Wolfram, whose work has been an inspiration to me ever since I discovered sociolinguistics. I used the wonderful textbook that he wrote with Natalie Schilling-Estes, American English, in my dialectology class, and the students always give it high praise. Dr. Wolfram is William C. Friday Distinguished Professor of English at North Carolina State University, where he directs the North Carolina Language and Life Project. Walt Wolfram has pioneered research on a wide variety of American English dialects, undergrants from NSF, NEH, NIH, and the Office of Education, and authored and co-authored 16 books, at least, and over 200 articles. His books on varieties of English in the South include Appalachian Speech, Hoit Toit on the Outer Banks, The Story of the Ocracoke Road, Dialect Maintenance and Change on the Outer Banks, The Development of African American English, and Find in the World, Lumbee Language in Time and Place. He is also actively engaged in the creation of dialect awareness programs for the American public, as he has shared with us today, including several television documentaries that we've had the opportunity to see at this conference, museum exhibits, and the development of curriculum materials for middle school students. He has been president of the Linguistic Society of America, the American Dialect Society, and the Southeastern Conference on Linguistics. He will offer us perspectives on LAVIS III and give us some news of the future. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Walt Wolfram.
First of all, I would like to, on behalf of LAVIS and CECOL, thank Michael Piccone and Catherine Evans-Davis for a wonderful conference. I know what it was like, and I would like us just to give you a grand round of great job, and all of the students as well, because I know how much the students work while the directors are the visible people. All right. Speaking of the future, I would also like to announce that in 10 or 11 years, North Carolina State would like to host LAVIS in CECOL. And therefore I can squelch any notions that I'll retire. I can't promise I'll be alive.
Just prop you up in the corner.
But because a few people from the previous LAVIS have expired, I didn't mean to be irreverent. So I want to thank you for an absolutely wonderful conference and a seamless coordination with CECOL. And it was really like nobody really knew what was LAVIS and what was CECOL. You just went to papers, and there were just wonderful good papers. Now, I'll try to make this brief, and I can do that by not having much content. Well, actually, the less you have to say, the longer you tend to go. That's the reality. But one of the things we must do as a concluding plenary is to connect with Alabama. All right? And I am a creature of social conventions, and so I don't like to violate them. But for the sake of my connection, I would like, with your permission, to put on the Bear Bryant hat. If you would give me your permission. I realize it's not to be worn inside, and I would feel especially empowered to deliver my presentation with the Bear Bryant hat on. Would you give me your permission? Thank you. Because as it turns out, Bear Bryant was the Alabama champion of linguistic awareness and promoting linguistic awareness, as you can see by the back of my shirt. All right? For those of you who are old, it says, "I ain't never been nothing but a winner." All right? Now, there are very few universities that celebrate linguistic diversity to that extent. And so I am happy to see that the university is at the forefront of this celebration. But this is the real coup d'etat. I actually met Bear Bryant. All right? And so, you know, other people went to undergraduate school here. You know, that's cool, guy. You know, other people can talk about Native American groups, but I actually met Bear Bryant. Now, you probably wonder where and under what circumstance. Well, in the late 70s, when my publishing inventory was going down, I was coaching football and basketball. And I met Bear Bryant at a coaching clinic. They don't have workshops, they have clinics. All right. So I met him at a coaching clinic in Washington, D.C., and he inspired my own career in coaching. Now, this is a true story. One of the reasons I had to leave the Washington, D.C. area in Silver Spring was because in the community of Silver Spring, I wasn't known as a linguist. I was known as a very successful football and basketball coach at the Silver Spring Boys and Girls Club. All right? And every once in a while, I would have a parent who would come up to me after coaching their kids, and the parent was taking a graduate course or something. Like, I got a question. This is really weird. But I read an article by this guy, Walt Wolfram. And you couldn't be the same Walt Wolfram, could you? I said, yeah, and guess what? I'm a better coach than academic. So that was one problem. The other problem is we had 3 boys who quarterbacked the same high school for 8 consecutive years and won 5 state championships quarterbacking. And so the other thing I would come to a store in Sylvan and somebody looked at me, are you the Wolfram boys' father? So I had no identity other than coaching and my kids, and so that's why I moved to North Carolina State University. All right. Also, by way of announcement, there is one other announcement that I'd like to make, and that is that next year at North Carolina State University, we will be hosting CCAL, and so we hope that lots of the same people who are here today will be there, and that we can continue this grand tradition. And while I'm thanking people, let me thank Michael Montgomery and Guy Bailey, who initiated the first LAVIS. I've been at all of the LAVISes, and I want to thank them for this wonderful and actually unique tradition.